Hello and welcome back to Speed Freak Garage, home of power sports on YouTube. Here you can see we've got our Rockblox Rally mud flaps already done on the right hand side of our car. They come in a really nice shrink wrapped package with clearly labeled front and rear parts bags, a Rockblox sticker, instructions, and a little thing that says, hey, if you guys don't like this or you have a question, contact us at our email right away. And I love that. I love it when small companies like Rockblox really care about their customers. So you can see I've got a set of red and a set of black. I decided the red wasn't going to look good with the silver, so we're going with black. And these, I guess I should sell these. I don't know. I might repaint the car red someday, in which case these might be better. Or if I repaint the car black, these would definitely be better. But anyway, let's get started. So this job is luckily pretty straightforward, because if you know me, you know I can struggle sometimes. Even though my car has about 36,000 miles on it, and half of that is racing and hardcore, you know, hooning and stuff, it was a pretty easy install on the right hand side. So the tools you're going to need are an assortment of screwdrivers, Phillips, flat blade. Rockblox sells this awesome little right hand screwdriver. This came in really handy on the back, even though I didn't think I was going to need it since I took my wheels off. You got your parts bags, your instructions. You want Loctite, and if you care about scratching your fender, you want some electrical tape, because when you're putting clips over your fender, you can wrap electrical tape around it and then put the clip over the electrical tape, and it shouldn't scratch your fender. Now, I don't give a shit, because it's a race car, you know, it goes fast, it doesn't look good, you know, we're just trying to prevent more damage. So you can see down here, a prime example of why you need mud flaps is this edge of this fender here was not properly covered by the OEM, or the rocker panel, and so now it's just completely sandblasted away and it's already rusting, so that sucks. Yeah, so mud flaps are going to be a good addition, so we can get started right away, and hopefully this will be as easy as the right side was. So we just very gently, now when you unscrew these things, you don't want to be pushing in like you normally would. You want to just like literally just kind of like hold it and turn, and it'll pop right out. Well, I guess it depends on how old your car is. You might have to break them out, but it's not a problem because you're not going to use them anyway, because you're putting mud flaps on. So then you can take a smaller flat blade and then pry them out. And pry them out. There we go. Okay. Now this inner one here isn't so straightforward. Something cool that Rockblox, like a tip on their instructions, is to use 2 screwdrivers. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think I've ever done that before. I normally just struggle. So you can see trying to pull it from one side isn't working very well. So if we come in from the top, look at that, comes right out. And I just learned that thanks to Rockblox. Thank you guys. Now this clip's a little weird. There's kind of a pain on the other side, but I got it. So you can see this clip, even when it's unlocked, it doesn't fully close. Probably just because it's got so much junk stuffed in it from the road. But anyway, that's the first part. So now, if you're just, you know, working on a race car, you can just kind of peel this back and finish the rest of this. If you're doing a show car, you'll probably want to go under here and unclip the stuff under here so you can gently pull this away. And you'll also want to wrap electrical tape on these little tabs here. And so, yeah. Cool thing about this car is it has OEM option for mud flaps, so the design is already here. So you're not really going through much of a stretch. Now I've already got my OEM clips saved. I don't know if I'm probably going to keep them just in case, you never know. But we've got our 3 little metal clips, and so what we got to do is get them onto the fender without dropping them. which you can kind of pull this one out a little bit. And now as I put this on, if you're watching in HD, you can probably see some paint getting chipped off. I don't care, it's a race car. But if you do care, the electrical tape is a great way to prevent that from happening. So yep, there we go. So you want to make sure your holes are lined up, otherwise it'll cause you problems later on. Now you can just tuck this back in. Is the GoPro? Sorry, I always get paranoid about the GoPro not recording. I need a new GoPro so bad. So now this one is actually a little interesting. This one, they have this little clip, and you got to get the clip in, and then the screw goes in the clip. So when you're using your Loctite for these three, do not, I repeat, do not put Loctite on the screw that goes into this clip. Loctite eats plastic. I found that out the hard way on my street bike, and now my street bike's, yeah, it was a pain to change my oil last time because of that. So that pops in, and you got these little slots here to, I'll show you later. Okay. So, it's pretty windy today. So we got our mud flap, and they got a nice new design where they stamp with paint the logo, which is awesome. Supposedly it's substantially more durable than the previous design, so I like how they, even something simple like this, they're making improvements any chance they can get, which is excellent. Great company. So I'm going to loosely install these. There's my fourth washer. So this spacer goes obviously back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this one first, and we're going to start it by hand, and immediately this little thing here will start spinning. Don't give up. Just take a small flat blade screwdriver and stick it in one of these little grooves in the insert, and then you can continue tightening. And you don't want to tighten it too much because you got to get the rest of them in, but you just want to get it there for now, okay? So it's there, we're good. Now we can go, and we want to put, probably should have done the Loctite before I put them in the washer. You want to put the Loctite on the very tip, and since they're really coarse threaded screws, there's really no harm in using a good amount, because you want to make sure that it grabs. I mean, this is down right by your wheels where there's a lot of vibrations, so you don't want to take the chance of not using Loctite and then you're going to regret it later. So, I mean, you don't have to, but trust me on that. I have had very good luck with stuff not coming loose because I Loctite everything. Except the street bike, of course. That was a big mistake. It was plastic, and Loctite and plastic, not a good mix. So, now we're not gonna tighten these either yet. We're just gonna get them snug so we can then make our adjustments. So for me, oh, too tight. Maybe not that one. Something's, what did I over tighten? Maybe, okay, maybe this one? Yeah, I tightened this one too much already. Okay, so now that it's loose, what I did is I went all the way down and all the way in on these three. I'm not really worried about this one because not only is it a lowered car, I mean, I did buy the shorties, but I mean, they're pretty short. The normal length ones definitely wouldn't have worked for me, but the shorties are short. I mean, short. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down and in, and we're gonna use that, literally gonna hold it down and in as we go and tighten these up. That way we know it's aligned to the fender, the original fender. Okay, and then we can go and tighten this, and what's cool is once you get it a certain amount of tight, then it'll stop spinning on its own so you can finish tightening it. But first we're going to tighten these, and you can over tighten these. I mean, that's no secret, you can over tighten anything. Okay, I think that's good. So now say you have your tire or wheel on. I really recommend taking it off, but if you can't or you don't want to or whatever, this thing from Rockblock's website is awesome. Low profile, it's metal, so yeah, it's legit. So say you could come in here, and you probably have to have your wheel turned, but you come in here and it just works great. And the fattest bit that it comes with is the one that works for their, like technically this is the wrong, this should be a number 2, I think, and it's a number 1. I don't have the right bit on, just like a normal screwdriver. But this thing is legit. Now you can accidentally over tighten with this because you have way more leverage. So I'm just gonna come back here and check and just kind of use my feeling like I did on the other side, because it is just a rubber spacer. So I mean, you legit can crush your rubber spacer. But I think that's good. Looks good to me. Come over here, looks good, looks level. It's just slightly below the pinch weld, so it'll help protect the car. Look good while doing it. So now we can go to the back side. Okay, so now we've made our way to the back. This one's even easier. So you can see everything's all just destroyed. I should have put these on as soon as I bought the car. Made a big mistake with that. Gonna definitely keep that lesson in mind for the next vehicle. If there is a next vehicle, I might just keep this one forever because of the amount of money I'd lose if I sold it. Even if I sold it to an enthusiast, I'd still lose a ton of money. So anyway, so now there's three clips, but there's only 2 sizes. There are 2 sizes of clips, a short clip and a long clip. Pretty easy to tell them apart. You want to take your long clip and you want to put it up behind this plastic on the metal back here. And make sure you get your holes aligned. Okay, just like that. Then you want to take these 2, and again, if you're worried about scratching your bumper, you can use electrical tape. Now the bumper's kind of thick. It's a lot thicker than this, so it's even in their instructions. You can just very gently kind of loosen them up. I wouldn't do it too much, but again, you just gently loosen them up and they'll go on much easier, as I found out on the other side. But yeah, either way, it's going to be a little more difficult back here because of the polyurethane bumper. So you can use your screwdriver to help out. You don't want to overdo it. There we go. And the bottom one. To top, bottom one, there we go. Maybe a little too far. On the other side, you can see, just barely see the gold plating on the the plating, the anti-corrosion plating on the clip from the outside of the car. it's not an issue, it's just I think I might have put them on a little too deep. So we're gonna be a little more careful over here. So now this one is much simpler. You just screw it in. Man, my Loctite bottle is a mess. So Loctite, Loctite, Loctite. I need a new Loctite bottle. Yeah. Okay. I'm afraid my instructions here are gonna go flying if I'm not careful. So do the inside one first, because it's kind of difficult. So you just get it started just by hand, and then you can bring it over, and it'll kind of bend to conform to the shape as you're doing that. So we now have this, and you can just push it with your hand to get it to conform to the fender. And same over here. Ooh, that one's not. Something's might not have got that one on the bumper all the way. There we go. Okay, so now again, same drill is I want to go down and in just because of the way this car sits. So I'm going down and in, and you can go down and out, you can go up, and you can do whatever you want, but I'm doing down and in, and I'm holding it like that while I tighten it. Probably didn't have it snug enough. Yeah. Snug this one up. So here you can see my screwdriver is hitting my caliper, and it's making it difficult to get a good contact with this screw. So I actually, this is where this thing came in handy. But first I'm gonna double check that I'm down and in. And then I'm going to tighten it up. Now, since this bumper's polyurethane and not metal, you can actually tear up your bumper if you're not careful. So and we do have the Loctite as a backup. So now we can come here and uh-oh. Oh, I just fucked something up. What did I just do? I don't like the way that feels. Oh no. Shit. Okay, looking from the back, it looks like I might have put a little too much muscle on it. Yeah. Shit. Damn. Hopefully the Loctite will hold it, but I over tightened it and I messed up the clip. Lesson learned. Well, that's it. Nice simple install, easy to do on a nice day, except for all the loud vehicles in the background. But hey, that is your Rockblox Rally Mud Flaps install on a Scion FRS Subaru BRZ Toyota 86. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna take a take me